I'm 100 years old, and I didn't end up in a nursing home. Not because I got lucky, and not because I'm tougher than everyone else. It's because I made a decision early. I wouldn't let my life get smaller one quiet day at a time. That shrinking is the real danger. You go out less. You stop driving at night. You wait until next week to deal with the thing that's getting harder. And one day, someone else is doing your errands. You're scheduling, and eventually you're deciding. I'm going to share 5 daily habits that, in many cases, can support independence longer. And stay with me, because near the end, I'll explain the one habit most people skip because it feels unnecessary. But it's often the one that keeps a small problem from turning into a life change. If this is the kind of calm, realistic guidance you want, subscribe to Eldervia for calm, practical tips for older adults and caregivers. Quick safety note: these ideas can support good care, but they don't replace medical exams, treatment, or personalized advice from your clinician. The first habit is simple, and it sounds almost too small to matter. I leave the house every single day, not for a big outing. Sometimes it's just the driveway, the front steps, or a slow loop to the mailbox. What matters is that your body and brain keep practicing going. In plain English, the more we avoid movement and unfamiliar spaces, the more our balance, confidence, and stamina can fade. So, I keep the rule gentle. If I can stand safely, I step outside. I choose shoes with a solid sole. I bring my phone, and if it's icy or the sidewalk is uneven, I do a lap inside the house instead. Caregivers can help by making going out easy. Keep a light jacket by the door, a small crossbody bag with keys and ID, and a pair of stable walking shoes in one spot so the outing doesn't feel like a project. I watched this play out with a man I'll call Frank. After his knee started bothering him, he began skipping his usual trip to the diner. Then he stopped going to the barber shop. Then weeks passed where the only place he went was a doctor's office. His world didn't collapse in one dramatic moment. It narrowed. If you take one thing from this video, let it be this: independence usually isn't stolen. It's slowly surrendered. Coming up, I'll tell you the 2-minute reset. Frank's daughter used to help him rebuild the habit without pushing him too hard. The second habit is about your voice. I speak to another human being every day, out loud. Not a like, not a quick text, not just TV in the background. A real conversation, even if it's 30 seconds with the cashier at Walmart or the neighbor walking a dog. Loneliness doesn't just hurt emotionally. It can affect sleep, appetite, and motivation, which then affects strength and thinking. So, I make it practical. I keep a short call list on paper by the phone. 3 names I can call without overthinking. If you're a caregiver, you can help by setting up one predictable connection that doesn't require energy to plan, like a Sunday afternoon call, a library group, a senior center lunch, or a faith community check-in. If hearing is a barrier, ask about low-cost hearing support through clinics, community programs, or Medicare options, and use speakerphone in a quiet room with good lighting so faces are easier to read. The third habit is the one that protects your identity. I keep making my own decisions, especially small ones. When older adults stop choosing, it often starts innocently. Family helps by taking over meals, money, appointments, and schedules. Help is good, but if you stop practicing decisions, you can lose confidence fast. I pick my wake-up time, I choose what I'll eat, I decide what gets bought, and I keep one responsibility. That's mine. If handling everything feels like too much, shrink the decision, not the person. For example, instead of, you don't need to cook anymore, it can be, you choose between two easy breakfasts, or you pick the playlist while we cook together. Evidence is simple here. The brain strengthens what it uses. Routine decision-making keeps your mind engaged and your sense of control intact. Now keep watching, because the fourth habit is the one most families avoid until there's a fall or a hospital visit, and by then, choices can get limited. The fourth habit is preparation while things are still mostly okay. I didn't wait for a crisis to rearrange my life. I made my home easier to live in. That can mean brighter bulbs in the hallway, night lights to the bathroom, a non-slip mat in the shower, and removing loose rugs that catch toes or walkers. In the US, you can often find grab bars and simple safety gear at Home Depot, Lowe's, or even Amazon Basics, and many items are cheaper than one urgent care bill. If money is tight, look for your local area agency on aging, community fall prevention programs, or your health plan's resources. Some offer home safety checks, equipment discounts, or referrals. I also keep my paperwork simple. A list of medications, allergies, clinician numbers, and emergency contacts on the fridge. I wrote down what matters to me if I'm sick, not because I'm giving up, but because I'm protecting my future self from rushed decisions. This is where Frank's daughter did the 2-minute reset. She didn't lecture him about independence. She made one tiny safety change and one tiny action change. Safety first, brighter lights in his hallway, and a rubber mat in the shower. Action next. After breakfast, they stood together for 2 minutes by the kitchen counter, slow marching in place, 10 gentle sit-to-stands if he felt steady, then shoes on and out to the porch. 2 minutes felt doable, so it actually happened. A week later, it became 5 minutes. Then the mailbox. The goal wasn't fitness. The goal was keeping his world from shrinking. The fifth habit is purpose, being needed in a real, ordinary way, not saving the world, just being counted on. When people feel unnecessary, they often stop taking care of themselves. Purpose can be small, dropping a birthday card in the USPS mail, reading to a grandchild on FaceTime at the same time each week, watering a neighbor's plants, or volunteering one morning a month at the library. If you're homebound, purpose can be a phone call you make, a recipe you pass down, or being the person who checks on someone else. Many seniors find purpose through low-cost community places, libraries, senior centers, veterans groups, or a gentle exercise class like Silver Sneakers if it's available. Purpose doesn't have to be loud to be powerful. Here's a simple routine. You can start tonight. Put a glass of water by your bed and take a few sips when you wake up. Hydration can support energy and reduce dizziness for many people. Then set out tomorrow's go outside items. Stable shoes, keys, and a light jacket by the door. Dim your phone screen and TV an hour before sleep, because brighter light late at night can make sleep harder. Do a 30-second home scan. Clear one trip hazard from the hallway and turn on a nightlight. Finally, write down one person you'll speak to tomorrow and one small choice you'll make yourself. What you'll eat for breakfast or what time you'll step outside. Keep it simple enough that you won't argue with it. If you're shopping on a budget, don't think you need fancy health products. Store-brand canned beans, tuna, eggs, frozen vegetables, oatmeal, and peanut butter are affordable in most U.S. grocery stores and can support steady energy. If chewing is hard, try softer proteins like yogurt, cottage cheese, scrambled eggs, or slow-cooked beans. If walking shoes are expensive, check discount stores, thrift shops, or seasonal sales. What matters most is a firm sole and a stable fit. And if transportation is an issue, many areas have senior ride programs through local agencies or community organizations. A quick red flag note for older adults and caregivers: if there's sudden chest pain, trouble breathing, new one-sided weakness, a face droop, sudden confusion, fainting, a serious fall, especially with head impact, black or bloody stools, or any fast change that worries you, seek urgent medical care right away or call 911. Don't try to push through emergencies. So here's what I've learned, living a long time and watching others do it too. Independence is protected in ordinary moments. It's protected when you keep stepping outside, keep your voice in the world, keep making small choices, prepare your home and paperwork before you're forced, and keep a reason to show up tomorrow. Not perfectly, just consistently. Now, I want to hear one thing from you. Which habit would make the biggest difference in your life right now? Getting outside daily, talking to someone out loud, making more of your own decisions, preparing your home, or finding a small purpose? Leave your answer in the comments. Share this with one family member or caregiver who's trying to support an older adult without taking away their dignity. And subscribe to Eldervia for calm, practical tips that can support safer, more confident aging at home. Educational only, not medical advice. Please speak with your clinician about your specific situation